Hey everyone, welcome back to the video. Glad to see you today. I have got something really exciting for you. Those of you who had watched, it must be a month or two ago, I had dug up from the depths of my storage a unfinished sewing project that is like 3 years old, 3 years old, quite embarrassing. And I never pushed through to finish it. It was the vintage 3-piece suit. And I dug it up, I talked about it, why it wasn't, finished, and asked for your opinions. And I said I'd come back to you with a decision once I've thought about exactly what I am going to do with it. So to refresh your memory, or if you're joining for the first time and haven't been following along on this chaos, this is the vintage suit that I had started and then it didn't quite get anywhere. You guys had such good insight about kind of maybe why. Some people said maybe it's the fabric, you weren't feeling it, and someone else said maybe because the silhouette doesn't really work with your lifestyle, and I agree. There's very, very few occasions I would or would ever need to wear a 3-piece suit. I think I like the romanticism of the idea of this project, but it never got far. Hey. So I thought, and I was organizing my fabric stash and my sewing pattern stash, after the move and stuff, and just actually putting things in order. And then an idea kind of popped up in my head, and then I dug around for the fabric, and I think it might work. The only thing would be if I have enough fabric. I think I do. So here's the plan. I picked up this cotton stretch sateen from Fabricana, I want to say. I'm sure you can get it in other places. I probably mentioned it in a haul somewhere because I mentioned that this fabric looks a lot like Roberto Cavalli circa 2000s or circa late 1990s. It reminds me of a giraffe print, but with blue undertones clearly. It's a bit safari, utility chic, but with a Cavalli kind of feel. And I want to say it feels like 1.5 meters, and I'm short, so I can probably, hopefully, use this fabric and make the top and the skirt. Because my thinking is, I've made the top before and the fit is actually really good. I made it in 100% non-stretch cotton, and I remember my thought was this top will be great if it just had a little extra give. The fit was fine, I didn't make any other alterations. This pattern, by the way, does come in a height option for those who are petite with the alterations already built in. So the bust was just like a smidge, ever so slight, a smidge close fitting. I would have liked just a smidge more room. And instead of sizing it or changing the pattern, this stretch sateen has stretch. So okay, here, I'm gonna do this funny thing on the couch, and I'm sure all my neighbors across the street are looking at me. Do we like this as a 2-piece top and bottom with the pencil skirt? So it looks like a set. Hang on, let me fold this down. So it looks like a set. Okay, it does not go with my stripe. Just please ignore the stripes. So it's like a set, but instead of a 3-piece, it's a 2-piece. And then I haven't decided how the top jacket is going to go, but this fabric will be perfectly fine for the top and for the skirt. It actually should be fairly comfortable. Now I would say this is probably spring weight or autumn weight. It's a little too hot for summer, but I sew slow, so if I get started soon-ish, it might be done. But I think this coordinate would be really kind of chic. It's a totally different twist on retro vintage. This is I mean, granted, if this is like a 2000s-ish print, that's already veering into retro because that's like 20 years ago. Oh my gosh. But I think it might work. It is a very, it dates itself a little because of the print, but I don't mind it. And I think as separates, let me get back to being comfortable, as separates, I would wear the top with just like casual denim or something, and I could wear the skirt like separately. Ideally, I think if you were to make it to the pattern, they probably would have done it this fabric as a outer blazer jacket and then the pencil skirt, but I think that's too much for me. Yeah, I think I would prefer as a top and then pencil skirt so I can wear them together or apart. So I'll need to decide, and I can decide if I want to do this extra step or not. You guys let me know actually if you're watching this. Should I also make the jacket? And if I do, what kind of fabric should I use to match with the print of the top and the skirt underneath? You guys let me know. Another question that I had asked you in that last video, and some of you had kind of really talked about, is what to do with the couple of pieces I already cut out from the previous project. My jeans are really tight. I can't sit that way comfortably either. Because I did cut out the skirt pieces, I just never sewed it together. So originally I had used this corduroy, this pink corduroy, and then this was the lining fabric. I still have plenty of both, and of course I have these larger pieces from the skirt. Some of you said just finish the skirt and then you can donate it to the charity shops. Or if you can remake it into something that you like would wear, you know, do that. And suddenly I had thought, if I have enough fabric, which I think I do, with the extras as well, I'm going to turn it into a house coat. Because this house coat in particular, this vintage pattern that I have, the model on the cover is wearing blue corduroy. So this is a Butterick 2887. It's called a Mrs. Robe. It's a front button raglan sleeve robe with mandarin collar and patch pockets. And this is lined, so it will be perfect that I have an outer piece and a lining piece, fabric already picked out. It seems like a fairly straightforward sew, and again, the model is wearing it in a blue corduroy, so I think it would go well. As a house coat, you know, if the corduroy starts to wear as corduroy does and as it is natural, it's going to start wearing and getting a little patchy. Look, it's a house coat. As long as I feel cozy in it, who cares? I might go downstairs and pick up the mail and stuff, you know, but that's really it. So I think that might actually work out. I don't know when I'm gonna get this done. This is definitely like a winter item. With the corduroy and the fact that it's lined, it won't be a heavy item because the fabric is still quite light, but I think it will probably be more into fall when it gets a little bit cooler. Or like if I'm sitting out on the balcony a little later at night and there's a breeze or something, I just want to throw something on. You know, I'm a big fan of like throws and cardigans and stuff. So those are my plans for the vintage 3-piece suit, which is currently a 2-piece, but again, you guys let me know how you feel about that extra jacket. Should I make it? Should I not make it? What should I make it out of? Let me know. And then what's left over of the original fabric is going to get turned into a house coat. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Questions, ideas, suggestions. Do you think it's gonna work out? Was this a good idea? Am I a little crazy? Is this too much pink? I realize I buy a lot of pink and I wear a lot of pink, but at the end of the day, so far at this time in my life, pink makes me really happy, so why not? I will talk to you guys real soon, and until then, take care of yourselves. See you later. Bye.